The word is getting out about the Mason hockey team, and more fans are showing up to their games each week. With the tight bond between the players and the additional fan support, there's no coincidence that team is having so much success this season. Taylor Neville has the story.
It may be cold in the rink, but the Mason Comets ice hockey team is hot. The Comets have been on a roll lately, recording major victories against rivals Indian Hill and LaSalle. The team is under direction of a new head coach who has deep ice hockey roots. Head coach Seth Knutson believes his squad can match up to just about any opponent on the ice.
The goal for this year is to be very competitive, be one of the best teams in the league, and hopefully do well in the league, and if we work hard, advance to the state tournament and have a good showing like last year.
While ice hockey isn't really a mainstream sport in Southern Ohio, it is growing in popularity, in large part due to the fact that many of the players who are on the team moved here from area where hockey is extremely popular. This is the case with star hockey player Declan O'Grady, who comes from a long line of hockey players.
Well, I was born in Canada, and my dad played hockey all through his life, so that kind of influenced me. And then my uncle also played hockey, so they always took me out, and I practiced with them all the time. And then I got started when I was 4 years old and just played from then on. Hockey's more of a team bonding, and overall it's more of just a team game. Everyone gets along on the team, and it's just a great environment in general.
The Comet hockey squad could be described as road warriors, since they never really have a home game. Finding ice can be difficult since there aren't many places in the area that have hockey rinks, but they don't let that stop them in their pursuit of putting the best possible team that they can on the ice.
Well, being a part of a team, it makes me feel like, I have a bunch of guys, they're like my brothers out there, and I can, count on them to do things. I know they always have my back, especially in hockey. It's a physical game, and, they always have my back. I like playing with them. I like being part of a team, and, it makes me feel, like I'm welcome here. It's like coming to a second family every night for practice, and it's a really good feeling to have,
Ice hockey can be one of the best kept secrets in southwestern Ohio. Miami University usually has one of the top college teams in the nation, and now high school hockey is growing in popularity. The players hitting the ice for the Comets hope that the growing popularity brings some new fans to the seats. But whether the rink is packed or not, the Comets have their sights set on playing game-winning hockey when the puck drops. I'm Taylor Neville, MBC Sports.
Some people take fishing as a way to relax and have fun, but for this MHS student, he is looking to pursue a career in bass fishing. Kathy Connor has the story.
Most people who are considered casual fishermen like to spend a quiet afternoon by the lake, leisurely fishing the day away. But for MHS sophomore Gabe DuBois, it's more than a lackadaisical hobby. It's a competition.
Bass fishing isn't just putting a worm on a hook and waiting for the fish to bite. It is a sport that requires patience, skill, and strategy.
I fish for Cincinnati Youth Bass, which is at Bass Pro Shops. And basically, we're a group of about 25 people, and we do TBF, tournament bass fishing, tournaments within each other. And we have about 5 tournaments a year, and we go out and we draw for boat captains because we're just kids, we don't have boats. And we go out for 6 hours, and we try and catch the 5 biggest bass we can. They have to be a 12-inch minimum. You bring your 5 biggest bass to the scale after 6 to 8 hours, depending on the day. And whoever has the most weight at the end of the day normally wins. Sometimes we have multiple days, so it's whoever has the most weight after all those days. And every tournament you get Angler of the Year points. If you win the tournament, you get 100 points. Second place, you get 95 points. Third, 90, and so on until you don't catch a fish. Then you get 25 participation points. And at the end of the year, they decide who Angler of the Year is based on those point systems. And I was lucky to get second, actually, this year, and I feel pretty proud about that, especially at O'Shaughnessy, where I actually won. That was a big accomplishment. And if you 8th and up for Angler of the Year is what goes to the state tournament, and I got to go, and I actually got 9th place in the state tournament.
While most teenagers put videos of themselves on YouTube doing what they consider funny stunts, Gabe is the host of his own YouTube channel, where he teaches over 30,000 viewers his secrets for fishing success.
My dream really is to grow up and have my own TV show on the Outdoor Channel or Versus. And I know a few people who put YouTube videos on, so I asked my mom if I could do it, and she said, no, you can't do it. People are going to know that's you. You can't do it. So I said, what if it's not my name? And she said, all right. So I randomly decided, okay, Chad Gehring, that's going to be my name on YouTube. And I just really wanted to help people teach people how to fish, basically. I wanted the youth fishermen to know the basics of fishing, because I go fishing all the time, and I see kids that are just so frustrated because they can't catch a thing, but they're doing everything wrong. And I always come up to them and just show them, and they just, when they finally catch fish and learn what they're doing, a smile brightens their face. And I felt like, but going on YouTube, I can get a much wider variety of people if I do that.
While most athletes dream of one day playing in the NFL, MLB, or even the NBA, Gabe shares the same dream of one day competing at the professional level. And while his arena may not include a ball or even dry land, he lives by the motto, a bad day fishing is better than a good day at work. I'm Kathy Connor, MBC Sports.
Even as the seasons change, some things never do. Here's Aaron Kearney with Sounds from the Sideline.
Now who gon' stop me?
Miss the latest news update? Need to know the latest school info? Need sports results? Are there too many clubs to keep track of? You can get photos from the game, web exclusives, MBC extras, and past editions of the Chronicle, all at thecsbn.com, Mason's newest student network. Like us on Facebook under Mason Broadcast Crew.
The community here in Mason and at Mason High School continues to immerse itself in the arts. Art can take many forms, and in today's Arts and Entertainment Report with Annie Clark is proof of that. Welcome to the MBC Arts and Entertainment Report. Before we get to some of the creative students here at Mason, let's take a look at some of the top art and entertainment headlines in the minute. The Mason High School Choir has just had their most recent performance of the festive tradition, Elegant Holiday. Fans of the choir were in awe as the talented vocalists sang holiday-themed songs for their audience. The small ensemble even put on their own rendition of The Carol of the Bells. The Honors Choir is tuning up their voices in preparation for the OMEA Solo and Ensemble competition this coming January. The drama department's newest production, Anne Frank, is in full swing. The cast and crew began meetings last week in preparations for this historical show. Anne Frank will be put on in the upcoming year. Talented art students have recently submitted their work for Scholastics, an art competition in which pieces are judged for scholarships. Works are judged at a regional level. Regional gold medalists will go on to be judged at a national level. The popular Mason High School band, Vivid Youth, will be holding a concert along with 5 other bands at the Rose Street Cafe in Clifton. Expect the venue to have a festival-like feel. To keep up with this event and this band, check out their most recent post on Facebook. During the holiday season, the light displays on the homes in Mason is one of the main attractions. Victoria Ellis has the story of a junior who keeps his light display at the top of his holiday preparations list. 5672 Cocksmith Road is not on the usual route to school, work, or after-school activities for most, but for those who are lucky enough to speed past this residence by day, may be unknowingly overlooking a 16-year-old's masterpiece. As the winter daylight quickly fades, his artwork becomes more noticeable and is able to be appreciated by any passerby. Junior Beau Larmer has been working on his annual light show since 2008.
When I first started my show, I started off really simple because I didn't have that much money, and it was just a few simple trees out in the front yard that I had lighted and spinning the music. Over the years, I have added the arches across the yard. I've added like 2 10-foot trees that are also capable of spinning around. I've added LEDs in the yard. This year, I haven't had very much time to be able to work on it, but I did get around to adding LEDs on the roof. I'm using the same music from last year, but I did reprogram the lights, so it's actually kind of a different show.
With today's technology, art takes many forms, from the oldest forms of painting and theater to the newest involving computer programs and many watts of electricity. Each artist has their own motivation and inspiration behind the work they do. For Bo, it all started at the age of 10 when he saw his first light show, and it continues with the high expectations his peers have set for him, as well as his own drive to improve his show each year.
I finally realized that I was interested in lighting back when a guy by the name of Carson Williams did a light show here in Mason back in 2005. And I've just been kind of motivated every year since to do a light show because people, like when I'm setting up, they'll always ask, you know, are we doing a light show this year? And I'll be like, yeah, and I can't just like not do a light show because people look forward to that. Also, on my end, I feel like it wouldn't really be like the Christmas season, at least for me, if I didn't do a light show. And plus, just like the joy or satisfaction of standing back and watching like my creation finally working is very satisfying to me.
For some, there is no better way to immerse themselves in the holiday spirit than a nice cruise around town for a look at decorations and festive scenes. But for Bo, December cannot be enjoyed until he has the ability to showcase his craftsmanship and expertise with 10 minutes of flashing lights and the newest hand-picked song to accompany them. I'm Victoria Ellis, MBC News.
That's a wrap for Arts and Entertainment. Now back to Allie to finish up today's broadcast.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of MBC News. Today we leave you with a fun look at some of the antics going on in the black hole. Videographers Jessica Pasquale and Abby Sullivan put together this piece highlighting some of Mason's finest as they help generate school spirit. Once again, we thank you for joining us for today's edition of MBC News. As always, we're committed to bringing you the news of the students making the news here in Comic Country. For everyone in front of and behind the cameras, I'm Allie Eckes.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, go up, hey, showtime. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, 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 and if you believe, I'm going in. Sitting on the top floor, what you think I'm hot for? Every summer drop low, it's to make my stock go up, the hands go up, the bands go up. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the hey, showtime. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, and if you believe, I'm going in. Sitting on the top floor, what you think I'm hot for? Every summer drop low, it's to make my stock go up, the hands go up.